Welcome to English Pod. My name's Erica, and I'm here with Marco. Marco, hurry up!
I'm coming!
Hurry up, Marco. We've got a lesson.
Okay, I'm here. What did I miss?
The lesson.
All right, sorry about that. We have a great lesson for you today. We have an elementary lesson.
That's right, an elementary lesson about being in a rush and about giving directions when you're in a car.
Exactly.
We're going to listen to two friends who are getting in a car and they're getting ready to go somewhere and they're in a big hurry. So let's hurry up and listen to the dialogue.
Hurry up, get in.
I'm in, let's go.
Okay, make a left here. No, wait, I meant make a right. Come on, speed up.
Geez, what's the rush?
Don't worry about it, just drive. Oh no, the light is about to change. Step on it.
Are you nuts? I'm not going to run a red light.
Whatever, just turn right here. The freeway will be packed at this hour. Let's take a side street. Go on. Get out of our way. Move! Move!
What's your problem? Geez, having a fit is not going to help.
Here, I know a shortcut. Just go down here, and we'll cut through Ashburn Heights. Let's go! Let's go! Watch out for that lady.
I'm going as fast as I can.
Yes, we made it. 5:58, just before the library closes.
You're such a geek.
So they were in a hurry, and it was all just to get to the library.
Well, maybe he was late returning a book or something.
That's a bit dramatic just for returning a book.
Yeah.
All right, why don't we look at our language takeaway for today?
Language takeaway.
Okay, on today's language takeaway, we have 5 words for you today, 5 really important and useful words that we found in our dialogue. So let's take a look at the first one. Step on it.
Step on it.
Step on it.
Step on it.
So what does it mean when I tell you to step on it?
Drive faster.
Drive faster, right? Step on it.
Exactly. You might also say speed up.
Speed up, yes.
Speed up.
That's exactly it. Our second word, speed up.
Also means go faster.
Go faster. And what about the opposite?
You might say slow down.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Okay, so speed up and slow down.
So our third word for today is having a fit.
Having a fit.
Having a fit.
Having a fit.
Well, this is a funny phrase, and I think listening to a few examples of this phrase might help us understand its meaning a little bit better.
Example 1.
Geez, you don't need to have a fit. Nothing is going to happen if we're 5 minutes late.
Example 2. My boss is going to have a fit if I don't finish this on time. Example 3.
Dialogue.
Oh, I almost had a fit when my boss told me I had to work this weekend.
Okay, great examples. So, Erica, why don't you tell me, what does it mean when you have a fit?
It means you get really angry and you can't control your emotions. So maybe you start screaming and maybe some steam comes out of your ears.
Okay, that's having a fit.
Exactly.
Excellent. Okay, let's take a look at our next word now. Cut through.
Cut through.
Cut through.
Cut through.
When you cut through something, it means you just
Go through.
go through.
Yeah, quite simple. It gives you the idea that you go through something quickly.
Quickly. So I can say, let's cut through the park.
Yep. Or let's cut through the backyard.
Okay, go through.
Mm-hmm.
And this takes us to our last word for today, Shortcut.
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 This is a really common word and not many people know about it.
Yeah, you're right. It's two simple words that when you fit them together, the meaning changes. It's a great example of this real English we talk about.
And it means to take a shorter way somewhere.
Exactly. So if I take a shortcut, I go the short way.
Okay, so going back just a little bit to cut through. If I cut through the park, that's basically a shortcut.
Exactly.
All right, now it's clear.
Okay.
Now it's time to listen to our dialogue again, but this time it's going to be slower, so then we can understand all these words that we just talked about.
Hurry up. Get in.
I'm in. Let's go.
Okay. Make a left here. No, wait. I meant make a right. Come on, speed up.
Geez, what's the rush?
Don't worry about it. Just drive. Oh no, the light is about to change. Step on it.
Are you nuts? I'm not going to run a red light.
Whatever. Just turn right here. The freeway will be packed at this hour. Let's take a side street. Go on. Get out of our way. Move. Move.
What's your problem? Geez, having a fit
The
is
second
not going
paragraph
to
of
help.
the dialogue.
Here. I know a shortcut. Just go down here and we'll cut through Ashburn Heights. Let's go. Let's go. Watch out for that lady.
I'm going as fast as I can.
Yes, we made it. 5:58, just before the library closes.
You're such a geek.
Okay, well, I think that was a lot more clear this time. You know, there was some great language in that dialogue, and I would like to look at how we can put it together.
Putting it together.
Okay, so today on Putting It Together, we have 3 phrases for you.
And we're going to show you how you can use these phrases like a native speaker.
Okay, so all of these phrases we heard in the dialogue. Why don't we start with the first one? Make a.
Make a.
So in the dialogue, they say make a left here.
Yeah, and we can extend this phrase to say make a right
That would be the equivalent of saying turn left,
or turn right.
turn right. And there's one more. Make a U-turn.
Exactly. That means turn the car 180 degrees all the way around.
Make a U-turn.
So make a left, make a right, make a U-turn.
If you're ever in a taxi and you're telling the taxi driver where to go, this is the perfect way. Make a left here, make a right there.
Okay, so let's move to our second phrase, and it is, are you nuts?
Are you nuts?
Are you nuts? So this is a great way of saying,
Are you crazy?
are you insane?
Are you mad?
So when would we use a phrase like this?
If somebody has a bad idea that you don't agree with, you would say, are you crazy or are you nuts?
So Marco, let's stop this podcast right now.
Are you nuts?
Okay, I think that's a good example of how we can use this phrase.
Yes.
So are you nuts? Are you insane? Are you mad?
So let's listen to some examples of are you nuts?
Example 1.
You want to get married now? Are you nuts? You only met her 3 weeks ago.
Example 2. Are you nuts? I'm not going to cheat on the exam. What if I get caught?
So I think that's clear. And now we can move to our third phrase, which is, let's take a side street.
Let's take a side street.
Let's take a side street.
Again, so if you're in a taxi, this is a great way to suggest a route.
Or suggest a direction.
Right.
So we can take this phrase and extend it out with a few more words. We might say, let's take Wilson Avenue.
Right. Or let's take the highway.
So let's take a side street. Let's take Wilson Avenue. let's take the freeway.
Okay, so now let's take a listen to this dialogue a third time at its normal speed, and now you can understand everything
The
that's in
second
this dialogue.
paragraph of the dialogue.
Hurry up, get in.
I'm in. Let's go.
Okay, make a left here. No, wait, I meant make a right. Come on, speed up.
Geez, what's the rush?
Don't worry about it, just drive. Oh no, the light is about to change. Step on it.
Are you nuts? I'm not going to run a red light.
Whatever, just turn right here. The freeway will be packed at this hour. Let's take a side street. Go on. Get out of our way. Move! Move!
What's your problem? Geez, having a fit is not going to help.
Here, I know a shortcut. Just go down here, and we'll cut through Ashburn Heights. Let's go! Let's go! Watch out for that lady.
I'm going as fast as I can.
Yes, we made it. 5:58, just before the library closes.
You're such a geek.
Well, this dialogue is all about driving, right?
Yes.
And in North America, where both of us are from, driving is everything.
Everybody has a car.
When did you get a car?
My car I got when I was like maybe 19.
Really?
But I learned how to drive and I was driving already by the age of 16.
Yeah, that's the thing. In many countries, you have to wait till I think you're 18 to drive. But in North America, everyone has a driver's license by the time they're 16 years old.
Yeah. I guess everything is so far away that you need a car.
Yeah, it's a lot less likely to have subways or trains to travel by in North America.
All right, so now you have all the tools necessary to give directions the next time you're in a car or in a taxi.
Well, everyone, I really hope you enjoyed this lesson. Now, I want to remind you all to come to our English Pod website at englishpod.com, and here you'll find a lot of tools to help you understand our podcasts better. So with that, until next time, this is goodbye.
Bye.
The second paragraph of the dialogue.
Buckle up, everybody, because today we're taking a deep dive into driving and navigation vocabulary.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. You got to be able to hold your own in those real-world driving situations, right?
For sure.
So we got this really fun English learning podcast dialogue we're going to be looking at today.
Yeah, and this one's great because it throws us right into a high energy scenario.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so it's not just about individual words, it's how they're used, you know, in a real fast-paced conversation.
Awesome. So paint us a picture of what's going on in this dialogue.
Okay, so imagine this, right? Two friends, they're on their way to the library, and they suddenly realize closing time is minutes away.
Oh, no.
That's where the fun begins.
Oh, I bet there's a ton of urgency in their language then.
Absolutely, yeah. Right from the start, we hear things like, step on it, and speed up. They're not messing around.
No kidding. Step on it. Is that a more informal way to say drive faster?
Exactly. Yeah, it's informal, often used when there's, a need for rapid acceleration.
Right, and what about speed up? Is that used the same way?
Yeah, speed up is more straightforward, but still conveys that urgency, right?
So they're speeding towards the library, but are they actually giving each other directions? I imagine it gets pretty chaotic.
You'd think so, but they managed to squeeze in some clear instructions.
Vocabulary preview.
We hear make a left, make a right, even make a U-turn.
Wow, so even in a rush, they're keeping things concise and direct.
Exactly. Clarity is key, right? When you're trying to get somewhere quickly.
Makes sense.
And it's interesting to note that, make a left, right is way more common in everyday speech than, the more formal turn left, right.
Oh, that's a good point.
Now, besides the basic directional phrases, they also throw in some interesting navigation tactics.
Okay, like what?
Well, we hear cut through and shortcut, which kind of imply a desire to, bend the rules a little bit.
For the sake of efficiency.
Exactly, yeah. So what do you think the difference is between those two, cut through and shortcut?
Well, they both seem to be about finding a faster route, right?
They are, but with subtle distinctions.
Okay, I'm all ears.
So cut through suggests going like directly through a place, often in a way that wasn't intended.
Oh, I see. So it's like taking a shortcut through a parking lot.
Yeah, exactly. To avoid a traffic light, maybe.
To be a little more creative.
Right. And what about shortcut?
Well, I guess shortcut is more like using a pre-existing shorter route.
Yeah, exactly, like using a side street to bypass a busy main road.
Okay, that makes sense.
So less about improvising and more about utilizing, established alternate routes.
So we've covered the urgent commands like step on it and clear directions like make a left. But I feel like there's more to this dialogue than just getting from point A to point B, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, this dialogue is also rich with conversational phrases, that reflect the stress and maybe even amusement of their predicament.
I like that.
For example, we hear things like, what's the rush? And are you nuts?
Yeah, those definitely add some color.
Right. So what do you think what's the rush means in this context?
Well, it sounds like it's expressing surprise or maybe even a little annoyance
Yeah,
at
exactly.
someone's, frantic behavior.
And are you nuts? What about that one?
Well, that's more informal, right? Like a
It-
playful way of questioning someone's sanity in that moment.
Exactly. Yeah. So it seems like these phrases are doing more than just conveying information, right?
Yeah, they're expressing emotion, building that conversational dynamic.
You hit the nail on the head, and that's what makes this dialogue so valuable for learning. You're not just getting a vocab list, you're getting a crash course in how native speakers actually use these phrases in a real world scenario.
Yeah, I love that about using authentic conversations like this. You pick up so much more than just the literal meaning of the words.
For sure.
There's
Vocabulary
like a whole
preview.
layer of cultural nuance and conversational style that you absorb along the way.
Couldn't agree more. And speaking of cultural nuance, let's talk about how this whole scenario relates to driving culture in North America.
Okay, I'm all ears. What makes driving in North America so unique in terms of language and culture?
Well, for starters, North America is like a vast continent, right?
Right.
So personal vehicles, they become almost essential for daily life.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And this dependence on cars leads to like a very specific driving culture
Uh-huh.
and a whole set of vocabulary that goes with it.
Okay, so vast distances, sprawling suburbs all play a role.
Absolutely. And then you combine that with like the cultural significance of getting your driver's license early.
Right.
You get a population that's very familiar with driving and all the language that surrounds it.
So it's not just about learning a few phrases. It's like a window into a whole way of life.
Exactly. Yeah, think about how in this dialogue, they're not just giving directions.
Yeah.
They're actively strategizing their route,
Right.
trying to outsmart traffic and make up for lost time.
They're really in it.
Yeah, it reflects that kind of go-getter attitude, often associated with American culture.
It's so interesting how even something as simple as driving directions
I know, right?
can reveal so much about a culture's values and priorities.
Absolutely. And it reminds us that language isn't just about conveying information, It's also about reflecting cultural norms and attitudes.
Okay, let's circle back to the dialogue for a sec.
Sure.
There's another phrase that really stood out to me. Make a U-turn.
I
I love how visual that phrase is.
know, right?
You can practically see the car swinging around in a full 180.
It's much more descriptive than simply saying turn around, wouldn't you agree?
Oh, for sure.
Adds that element of action and immediacy.
Totally.
Really captures the urgency of the situation.
Yeah, and it also makes me think about how, like, spatial awareness and quick thinking are so crucial when you're navigating on the fly,
Right.
especially in a situation like this where time is of the essence.
Excellent point. It highlights how driving vocabulary goes beyond just words,
Uh-huh.
and delves into like the cognitive skills involved in navigating a complex environment.
Now, earlier we talked about phrases like, are you nuts?
Yeah.
Which really inject personality into the conversation.
Right.
Do you think those types of phrases are, like, specific to American English? Or would you find similar expressions in other English-speaking cultures?
That's a great question. While informal expressions like are you nuts might be more prevalent in American English,
Okay.
you definitely find similar culturally specific equivalents,
Yeah.
in other English-speaking countries.
Right.
It's all about understanding the nuances of regional dialects and conversational styles.
It makes learning a language so much more engaging when you can, like, delve into those regional variations
For sure.
and discover the unique ways people express themselves.
Absolutely. It's about appreciating the richness and diversity of the
Dialogue.
language.
Now, shifting gears a bit,
Okay.
let's talk about that strategic phrase. Let's take a side street.
Oh, yeah, that one's good.
Seems simple, But it actually reveals a lot about their approach to navigation.
Right. It's not just about following the main road.
Yeah.
It's about being adaptable and using those less traveled routes to your advantage.
It implies a level of familiarity with the area, almost like they have a mental map of alternate routes and shortcuts.
Yeah, like they know the back streets.
Exactly. And it makes me think about how local knowledge is often key to efficient navigation. You know,
For sure.
those who know the back streets and shortcuts often have a leg up.
Especially when it comes to avoiding traffic.
That's a great observation. And it brings up an interesting point about how driving and navigation are often social activities.
Oh, interesting.
Like, think about how we rely on others for directions.
Right.
Whether it's asking a local or using a navigation app
Uh-huh.
that's crowdsourced with traffic data.
We're rarely navigating in isolation.
It's true.
There's usually some element of shared knowledge or collaboration involved.
Even if it's just with a GPS system.
Precisely. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, let's revisit one final phrase that often pops up in driving conversations.
Okay, what's that?
Having a fit.
Ah, yes. That's a colorful way to describe someone losing their fools.
I know, right? Paints a vivid picture of someone getting overly agitated.
Maybe even a little dramatic.
Indeed. And it's a reminder that driving, especially in stressful situations, can bring out a range of emotions,
For sure.
both positive and negative.
Makes you think about the importance of staying calm and composed behind the wheel.
Absolutely.
Even when things don't go according to plan,
Right.
road rage isn't exactly conducive to safe driving.
Being aware of our emotions and communicating effectively, even in those tense moments,
Yeah.
is essential for a safe and enjoyable driving experience.
So we've explored a wide range of driving and navigation vocabulary today.
We have.
From urgent commands to strategic maneuvers to those colorful conversational phrases that add spice to the dialogue.
And we've also touched upon the cultural context of driving in North America and how language reflects those unique values and experiences.
But before we let you go, we want to leave you with a final thought-provoking question. Imagine you're the one behind the wheel, in that frantic dash to the library.
Oh, yeah.
How would you handle the pressure?
Right? Would you be cool and collected,
Yeah.
issuing directions with calm precision? Or would you find yourself caught up in the frenzy?
Right.
Maybe even throwing in a step on it or two.
It's a fun thought experiment, right?
Great.
To put yourself in the driver's seat and think about how you'd navigate both the roads and the conversation.
Exactly. And it's a great opportunity to reflect on the vocabulary we've explored today,
For sure.
Think about how you'd use those phrases to communicate effectively.
Right.
Whether you're giving directions, expressing urgency, or even just adding a touch of humor to the ride.
It's a reminder that language learning isn't just about memorizing words. It's about understanding how to use them,
Yeah,
in real life situations.
for sure.
And maybe even having a little fun along the way.
Well said. So the next time you find yourself behind the wheel, remember those vivid phrases, those navigation tactics, those conversational gems we've unpacked today.
Because who knows, you might just need them to navigate those unexpected detours.
Right.
And arrive at your destination with style and a smile.
Until next time, drive safely, navigate wisely, and keep those conversational wheels turning.